What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. It seems like it's been a long time since I picked up the camera. The videos that I've been uploading have just been old videos that I never got around to editing. I think I have like one or two more that I still need to upload. Reasons that I haven't been filming as much as normal. We had a COVID scare here at my house. Got a new dog. Post a clip of him. Just really haven't had the motivation. I mean, I've been spending a lot of money on this car lately and haven't made it to any track days yet, but hopefully I'm going to Englishtown Raceway in the next week or so. So I can show you some of the modifications I've done to the car that I didn't film. It's like today I just went back to the OEM size rear rotors. There was nothing wrong with the EP3 rotors and RSX caliper brackets. The only thing that sucked is shaving down the brake pad, and I don't know, it was just a pain. So I ended up getting these rotors for free from a friend, and I bought brand new calipers, so I had the caliper brackets still, and I just bought a set of pads and just threw these on and went back to stock. That way if I have any problems, I don't have to worry about shaving down the pad or anything. Also cut the rear bumper. I just did this for temporary because I'm going to be getting a new bumper soon anyway. I'm waiting for some parts for the rear to come. I've actually been waiting a long time. So inside the car, this is the Garmin Catalyst. I have not used this yet, but my wife actually got this for me for my birthday. It's a pretty expensive piece. If you guys don't know about the Garmin Catalyst, I would definitely recommend you to look it up and check out what it does. Basically, it's a digital coach for tracking. So you'll go around the track a couple times and then it'll take your best runs and kind of string them together and tell you exactly what you need to do. But I went through and wired this all up. There's the camera up here, and I got my wiring running across here, down for the camera, straight to the back. The power wire for this comes out through right here, and everything's wired up back there. So I also did this digital dash. There was nothing wrong with the WireWare dash. This one just has features that I wish the WireWare dash had, so I pretty much made this myself. This is a Amazon Fire tablet, and it's jailbroken to run Google Play. Unlike the WireWare dash, I have turn signal indicators now. High beam indicator. The check engine light is this little LED on this side. The fuel gauge is backlit. And with the real dash, if you're not familiar with that, you can pretty much customize anything. So I can put this in simulate for you real quick so you can see what it looks like. But this is how mine looks. It'll come up for low voltage. It'll tell me if the coolant temperature is too high. I don't know if you can see like the battery voltage and the coolant's in red until it's actually up to what it's supposed to be. So I don't know. I really like it. The whole background changes as the shift point comes up. So I don't know. And the screen's a little bit bigger than a WireWare one. It fits in here pretty good. So I'm pretty happy with it. I'm not going to complain. I still have the WireWare one. I'm not sure if I'm going to sell that or just hang on to it, and when I get around to messing with that white car, install it in there. Who knows? But that's pretty much everything for inside the car. We do have some new t-shirt designs. This is one of them. This is like the front chest print, and then that's the back. We also have this one right here. That's the front chest print, and then there's the rear. So if you're interested in getting yourself a t-shirt, there's a link in the bottom for our Teespring. So basically today we're going to be upgrading the front brakes. So I picked up these Wilwood 4-piston calipers, and it came with the pads, and then I got a new set of slotted and drilled rotors. So we're going to end up putting these on the car. Pretty simple, but I'll walk you through it anyway. First thing we're going to do, I already got the car jacked up, we're going to pull off the wheels on both sides. Alright, so we're going to start on the driver's side. It's pretty straightforward. Right here on the actual caliper, the bolt going into the slide pin, I believe it's a 14. Okay, so we're going to take both of those off. And then the caliper bracket back here, there's two 17s. We're going to remove both of those. I have some string right here just to tie the caliper up to the shocker or something so it's not hanging by the brake hose. These are Mini Cooper rotors, so they're just kind of sitting on here because they don't have the factory screw. So we're going to pull all this off, and then we'll get installing the new rotors and then the Wilwood stuff. Alright, so here's the new rotor. We're actually downgrading a little bit because you can see the Mini Cooper rotor underneath. The top one's just an OEM integra size. I believe it's 10 1/4 and the Mini is 11. I was using a stock Prelude caliper and bracket. This brake setup didn't do anything wrong. It treated me really well. It was a huge upgrade over stock. But I wanted to get the Wilwood calipers because everything that I researched said they're going to have a greater clamping force than the OEM ones, and plus in my brain you have 4 pistons, 2 on each side of the pad, so when it does clamp down it's going to clamp evenly and it's going to spread the force of the clamp down across the brake pad more evenly, if that makes any sense. So anyway, we're going to put this rotor on. I picked up a new set of screws. These are the part number for Dorman, for the little rotor screws. I usually change these every time because they tend to get rusty and strip out. So I think this 8-pack was only like $4. So I'm going to throw these on real quick and then we'll move along. Alright, so we got the rotor on. I'm not too sure about the part number I gave you for these 2 screws because they only seem like they threaded on 1 or 2 threads. I know it's not a big deal because it just holds the rotor in place. But next time I'll probably go with the factory ones. So the Wilwood kit does come with new mounting hardware to hold the caliper to the actual spindle. So it's just basically a bolt and a washer. And they're going to mount right back here on the ears that the factory caliper bracket went on. I haven't taken off the factory caliper yet because I don't want to get that much air in the line. So I want to get this mounted first, and then the Wilwood caliper did come with a new bolt and 2 new crush washers for the brake line. So once we get this mounted up, we'll hurry up and pull the brake line off of this and transfer it, and then we'll get the brake pads in and everything like that. So this looks really good already. But I just noticed when I was looking at this rotor, I don't know if you can see that, it has a huge crack in it. Pretty crazy. It's the first time I noticed one of my rotors were cracked. But I got the 2 19mm bolts tightened up. Right back here on this gold bar, there's a 3/16 Allen key bolt that holds this bar. So basically this is how you put in the pads. I'll show you that later on, but I just want to take that out. So I'm about to loosen up this 14mm bolt for the brake line on the factory caliper, and then the new one is a 17mm bolt. So I'm going to grab some paper towels and stuff, so if this does leak on the new caliper I can wipe it up real quick and transfer this over. Alright, so to put the brake pads in, you just basically pull this metal piece back. These guys slide in. You can reach from the bottom and push them up a little bit if you go too far. Common sense, just like a normal, 1 on each side. And this guy kind of just gotta kind of wiggle this so you get the holes to line up. There's one right across there. Lift up that center section. Probably going to need 2 hands to get this one back in. Basically, you just push this all the way across, lift this center section on and pop that up. And I don't know if I explained this that well because I was thinking about it, but when you put the bolt on the back here to hold this in, the washer goes in between the spindle and the caliper itself. That way you can get the correct space in. Alright, so I went ahead and tightened back up the little Allen key in the back. Those are in. So I'm going to start on the other side. This literally took probably 20-25 minutes, if that. And it's only because I've had to pull the caliper back off because I didn't put the washer in the right spot. But not a big deal. So we're going to move on to the other side. Probably not going to film much of that since I covered this side step by step. Once this is done, I'm waiting for my wife to come back from Target, and I'll get her to help me bleed the brakes, and then we'll go for a ride. So I never went for that ride that I said I was going to go on in the last clip, but I had the Wilwoods on the car for about 2 weeks now, and I did a track day with them, and they perform like amazing. Compared to the Mini Cooper setup, it does have a better bite. I'm sure the stopping distance is shorter. If I could go back in time when I did the Prelude Mini Cooper setup, I would have probably just went to Wilwood. The Mini Cooper Prelude setup is a step up from stock, but there's no comparison between a 4-piston and a single piston. The only issue I had at the track with the Wilwoods is the pads started to get a little hot, so there was a little bit of brake fade, but I believe the pads that come with that are street pads, so I'm going to be looking into some aftermarket pads, something that's track specific. So if you have any questions about this setup or where I got it from or anything like that, feel free to let me know down in the comments or shoot me a message. But until next time, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.